People, how are you? A lot of people don't know me. My name is Carnell Michael McQuarrie. I am a citizen of the federal government, United States of America. I am a citizen as uh forced. That's a whole other subject, but I'm a citizen of the city of Detroit, County of Wayne, state of Michigan. Um, the Constitution of the United States say we the people, not the government, but we the people. The power is of the people. We are citizens. The Constitution is for us. The police is supposed to be for us. But they make you think otherwise. Gotta get these up. They no good for y'all. Anybody that's watching this. But to make a long story short, in the United States, we are the sovereign citizens. You know what I'm saying? The government was instituted per the Michigan Constitution for the people, the well-being of the people, and the protection of the people. That's in Michigan Constitution of 1963, Article 1, Section 1. We can't let the government continue to do the things that they're doing. You know what I mean? Imposing their will, imposing their power against the people. They have made the people the victims instead of them protecting the people. That's why it's good in the United States of America, in every 50 states, all territories, so on and so forth of the United States, which is a corporation. That's something else I'll probably get into later on at another time. But, the police are killing citizens. They're violating the law. The courts are violating the law. So the Supreme document, per Marbury versus Madison, is an 1803 case which established the supremacy clause of the federal constitution. And it also established the writ of mandamus, which is to compel public officials to comply with state and federal laws. The state, whatever state it is that you live in, the Supreme Court of that state's rulings are stare decisis, which is Latin for let the decision stand. So, as long as that ruling doesn't conflict with the federal constitution and Supreme Court precedents, rulings by the courts, it's fine. Searches and seizures. That is found in U.S. Constitution Amendment 4. Searches and seizures are prohibited unless they have probable cause, they have evidence to support their activities and wanting to search citizens, their homes, their cars, their papers, their effects, their properties. Now, if you are in a situation where, let's say you're walking up the street, police see you, hey, come here, what's your name? Okay, first and foremost, you tell that officer, I plead the fifth. I don't want to speak to you. Now, let's say if the officer says, well, we got a call of a person fitting your height, your description, your weight, your skin color, your nationality, whatever it is. Now, first and foremost, that officer, if they feel uncomfortable or they're not feeling safe, under Ohio versus Roberts, I believe it is Ohio versus Roberts. No, I'm sorry. Terry versus Ohio, I'm sorry. It's a U.S. Supreme Court case, which allows the police to pull you over or stop you and frisk you for only weapons. They say they can pat your waist, your legs, your back. If they feel that you have a weapon, to make sure that they're not in danger or harm's way. Now, let's say if the police pat your pocket and they feel a lump, in your pocket. Do they have the right to go in your pocket to examine the contents of your pockets? That's a question that everybody wants to know. No, they cannot. There is a case called Mickens versus Taylor. It's a U.S. Supreme Court case, which says in that case, the defendant was patted down. They felt a lump of whatever the substance was in his pocket. So they went inside his pocket, pulled it out. It was a lump of crack cocaine. The U.S. Supreme Court held that that was illegal and unconstitutional. So people, learn your rights as a citizen, your natural born rights from God. You see, the thing of it is that the police feel that they can do whatever it is that they want to do or choose to do. No, that's not the case. They have restraints that prohibited them from acting upon a citizen unless they see a citizen committing a crime in their presence. Like, let's say if they're driving behind you and they pull you over. They pull you over, license registration, sir or ma'am. First thing you say, well, why are you pulling me over, officer? What infraction have I committed? Now, let's say they want to get off to idle chatter. Do you have anything in the car and all that? Officer, excuse me. Be polite, common, and courteous. Use your mind to deal with this individual. And you say, well, what is it that I did? Okay, if they can't tell you, well, you have a busted tail light, you were speeding, or whatever else, officer, am I being detained? Now, if he or she says no, then you say, have a good day, officer, I'm about to leave. Now, you may have an asshole, excuse my language. They may want to argue whatever else, but keep a calm head. Officer, what is your badge number? What is your name? They should have a visible name tag in their badge, present in plain view so that you can see it. Now you let the officer know, hey, if you continue to detain me without cause, then I will be filing a complaint with you with the FBI. Don't go to their departments because it ain't nothing but their police and all police. And they all help each other. They all look out for each other. But you say, hey, I'm going to file a complaint with the FBI or the federal government against the police, who is nothing but a privateer. If you look at it, every state, the state police for that state is the real police. Now, city and county police are private chartered organizations which are given police powers. Look at their badges, and they have an insignia of the state seal on their badges, on their uniforms, you see. And if you go to U.S. Constitution, Article 1, Section 10, it clearly says, no state shall enter into any confederation, treaty, grant letters of marque, or reprisal. If you look at their badges, their state seals are nothing but letters of marque and reprisal. Letters of marque and reprisal are Latin. It goes back to when, let's say, you ever seen those old movies about the King of England, Queen of England, or whatever, king or queen of whatever empire or kingdom that was in rule at the time. They had the wax seals. They would take a candle, melt wax over the paper, take the seal, and do the king or the queen's imprint or whatever authority figure. So that's all the state has done, has given the cities and the counties letters of marque and or reprisal. If you would like to do your own research to define the words that I'm using, letters of M-A-R-Q-U-E, letters of marque and reprisal, R-E-P-R-I-S, I believe it's E-L or A-L, one of the two. It can be found in the Black's Law Dictionary. It's a legal dictionary that defines words. 90 to 95% of letters that they use in the courts are legal Latinese. 90 to 95% of words or letters, whatever words that are used in the courts are Latin. Like in lieu means instead of, which is Latin. I-N space excuse me, L-I-E-U in lieu. Then you have ab initio, which means from the very beginning, and it's spelled A-B space I-N-I-T-I-O, initio, you see. So, don't be afraid to study the law. That's like if you go into court and they say you committed an act of jaywalking or speeding or whatever the infraction is. You go before the judge. Well, judge, I didn't know that what I did was a crime. And they would tell you ignorance of the law is no excuse for breaking the law. So that's a deep situation, that, or a deep statement that they would tell you. So what I'm saying is we have to learn ourselves. Like the first person that may get in trouble may say, well, hey, I need a lawyer. The lawyers have went to school to obtain the knowledge. They spent thousands of dollars to learn something that you can learn on your own. Then they get licensed by their own people, the Michigan Bar Association and other associations of other states. And they're allowed to practice law, in which they are given fees or compensation, as you would say, for their services, which is nothing wrong with that, but they're using it to manipulate. If they're an officer of the court, they should be willing to give pro bono services. Now, back to the search and seizure thing. The Fourth Amendment is a powerful tool, you see, because it protects persons, places, and or things. A person, we would say, is me and you. That's a whole nother thing, but let me break it down briefly. Person in law is defined as a corporation. A natural person is me and you. If you go to Michigan Court Rule 2.002, it clearly says only natural persons can file for a waiver of filing fees. You see, a person is a corporation. Like if you look at your driver's license, state ID, social security card, your name is spelled in all capital letters, which legally denotes a fictitious person and or corporation. Now, if you Google the word, what does my name mean in all capital letters, it would tell you that the government has set up you a name as a corporate name to do business with you. That's fraud. You, as a citizen, should be given the knowledge of this so that you can say, well, hey, I agree with this or I don't agree with this. That's a whole nother subject. But Fourth Amendment, persons, places, and or things. The police need a warrant to search your person, your body, to seize you, to arrest you, to take you into custody. If they don't have that, basically, that's kidnapping. That's a felony, which would violate 18 U.S.C. 241, which is a federal felony statute, which carries a 1-year max against a person acting under color of state law. Now, if it's two or more persons, it's 18 U.S.C. 242. No. Yes, 241. I'm sorry. Let me retract that. The first statement I said was 18 U.S.C. 241, but that's the conspiracy, which is two or more persons. Now, 242 is 1-year felony, and 242 is 1-year felony. 241 is 10 years. It's a federal conspiracy statute where you have two or more people. Let me clear that up for those that are watching. We have to get what's called the Michigan MCLA index. It's an index. You can go online and probably find it and Google it. It's a index of all civil and criminal statutes in the state of Michigan. I believe in all states you would have an index for if you have the Ohio compiled laws or whatever laws it is that you fall up under. Then what you do is you get the federal, what is it called? USC index, criminal statutes will fall under 18. Like I said, 18 USC 241. 18 is the volume of criminal statutes. Then you have, let's just say it starts off at 100, 101, 102, 200, 201, 202, 300. You see what I'm saying? So you ask for the 18 USC index for criminal statutes. Then you have 28 USC. Let's say 1001, 1002. You would ask for the 28 USC index dealing with civil laws. Educate yourself, but the most powerfulest in supremacy authority is the U.S. Constitution. From, I believe it is Amendment 1 to 28, if I'm not mistaken, or 29, one of the two. Study, people, because they have made us slaves in name, and they have made us slaves in body. You see, they have used our bodies as means of monetary value. Slavery still exists. If you go to the movie The Matrix is a Latin term which means a legal system. If you in there, that's a good movie. In that movie, whoever wrote that movie, directed that movie, and acted in that movie, they were telling a story about how if you go back to Neo, they say, well, take this pill, you'll gain knowledge of what's going on. If you don't take this pill, you'll never see us again. You'll forget. So what they were meaning is educate yourself as to the system, the corporations, how the system can lock a man or a woman up and get 20. In Michigan, it's $28,300 a year per man or woman. In 2007, the Detroit News reported that amount of money can send a man or a woman to college for 4 years to rehabilitate them, to educate them. But they would rather put you in jail. Most of that, because most of that money go in their pocket. You see what I'm saying? So, educate yourselves, educate your family, your wives, your children, your husbands, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your moms, your dads, everybody. Because we may feel, okay, well, that guy locked up, that woman locked up. I don't know them, they ain't my family, fuck them. But whoa, the person that thinks that way, because you never know, one of your loved ones may fall trap to the system. The system may or may not be right. Even if they are not right, even if they are right, study, be prepared. Be prepared. But, you know, the children, we must teach the children history, math, science, social studies. We are the vanguards of knowledge when it comes to this. The secrets of our lives and other nations and other things, other secrets. The government has taken them for themselves and are willing to use them to create revenue, to line their pockets. You see, another thing I don't like is that, let's say a police officer, he may kill a citizen. May not get charged. If he is charged, a smack on the wrist, 5 years. But if a citizen kills a police officer, they give him life. If a citizen is killed or hurt by another citizen, some effort is put into seeking out the assailant, which I'm not for the police. I'm just saying how things go. To where if a person kills a police officer, you have every police from the city, the county, to the state, to the federal government out there trying to get the individual who has violated the officer by taking their lives or hurting them or whatever it may be. No, that's not the equal protection of the law. The same laws that are used to get justice for that officer is the same laws that should get justice for the regular citizen, mother, father, sister, brother, whomever it is that lost their loved one. You see, but that goes to show that they don't give a fuck about us, like Tupac said, like Michael Jackson said, they don't give a fuck about us. When I start to rise, a hero in their children's eyes, they don't give a fuck about us. You know, I'm a work in progress. I've been home come August to be 3 years from prison. I did 15 years and 8 months. So I have a story that I would like to tell men, women, and children about the system. I'm not perfect. I do wrong like everybody else. I'm not on here fronting, faking the funk or nothing. But I still have a story to tell. I still have knowledge that I would like to share, that I would like to give away to the people. Whether you black, white, Latino, whatever your nationality is, we are all part of the human family. You know, I have children. I love my children. I want the best for them, even though me and their moms are not getting along. But hey, it is what it is. Knowledge is key. Like they say, ignorant is not an excuse for breaking the law. Why? Because every society, every community has a library where you can go in and read history, law, education, you know, all type of topics or things that you can study. I'm getting old, y'all. That you can study to better yourselves, better your families, to create business, grow business. You see. So, with that said, peace and love to everybody. I'm a Moorish American. Excuse me, my name is Carnell Michael McCrary Eel. Eel is my Moorish tribal name, which means God. For a woman, it would be a goddess and or creator. Because man and woman create without each other. They cannot create life. Only God can create life, and God used man and woman to create life. You see. So, with that said, enjoy life. Love everybody. Put God first on everything. Put God first on everything. With that said, I'm gone. Peace and love.